My wife told me she was carrying her sister's baby through IVF, but when I demanded a DNA test, what I learned about the father destroyed everything we had. Now I'm divorcing the woman I thought I knew. I'm not the type who shares personal drama online. But when your wife of 18 years blindsides you in the most twisted way possible and still tries to act like she's the noble one. Yeah. Screw that story time. My name's Grant. I'm 41. I work in construction management, I coach my youngest son's baseball team, and I've been married to Lisa since college. We have 3 kids together, 2 teens and a 9-year-old. Pretty standard suburban life. PTA meetings, family game nights, Taco Tuesdays. Or at least it used to be. Lisa's a teacher. Sweet. Smart. Thoughtful, at least I thought she was. She has a twin sister, Sarah. They've always been close. The kind of twins who finish each other's sentences and have that weird psychic thing. I never minded it. I actually liked Sarah and her husband, Kevin. We did holidays together, vacations, cookouts. But what I didn't know was that the 2 women I trusted most were making decisions that would shatter our entire marriage and never once thought I deserved to say. It started when Lisa got a little secretive. I chalked it up to midlife stuff. Mood swings, quiet moments, and long walks with her sister. Nothing explosive. Just off. Then came the medical appointments. Just a routine checkup, she said. Okay. But they were frequent. Too frequent. Every week, sometimes twice a week. Always with Sarah. Never with me. I asked if everything was okay. She smiled like I was paranoid. It's nothing, babe. Just some things Sarah needs support with. Support? I thought Sarah had the flu or maybe a weird gynecological issue. I didn't push. I trusted my wife. God, I wish I hadn't. Months passed. Lisa started gaining a little weight, not a lot, just enough for me to notice. But she wore baggy clothes and kept saying it was stress. One day, I came home early from a job site. She was in the bathroom and the door cracked. And I saw it. She was injecting herself in the stomach. I freaked. Lisa, what the hell are you doing? She jumped. Tried to hide the syringe. Said it was a vitamin shot. I'm not a genius, but I'm not an idiot either. That night, after the kids went to bed, I pressed. And that's when she hit me with it. Not an affair. Not cancer. I'm pregnant, she said. But it's not mine. I'm a surrogate. My world went still. For who? I demanded. For Sarah and Kevin. She said it like it was a favor. Like she was a hero. Like I should be proud. I couldn't speak. I couldn't breathe. I stood in our kitchen trying to wrap my head around the fact that my wife, my partner, had secretly signed up to carry someone else's baby for 9 months without telling me. It's not like I cheated, she said quickly. It's IVF. A medical procedure. Completely clinical. I was stunned. You're carrying a child that's not ours. That you didn't even talk to me about. And you're telling me this like it's no big deal? She got defensive. I knew you'd react like this. That's why I didn't say anything. I wanted to help Sarah and I knew you'd just try to stop me. Right, I would've. Not because I'm heartless. But because we're a family. Because big decisions like this require both partners to be involved. She robbed me of that. She took our marriage, our trust, and ripped it apart like it was some contract she could bypass. You've been lying to me for months, I said. You've been sneaking around, hiding medical records, using our savings. It's not about the money, she snapped. It's about helping my sister. I couldn't even look at her. That night, I slept on the couch. The next morning, I packed a bag and went to stay with my brother. And just like that, our 18-year marriage was dangling over the edge because my wife decided her sister's motherhood meant more than her husband. I didn't go home for 3 days. Not because I wanted to punish Lisa, but because I genuinely didn't know what on earth to do with what she'd done. I spent those nights at my brother Eric's place crashing on his lumpy guest futon, replaying every moment of the last year like a psychological horror film. 18 years. Down the drain in a syringe and a secret. On the 3rd day, I woke up angry. Angry that Lisa thought she had the moral high ground. Angry that I'd been turned into a side character in my marriage. And angry that Sarah, the supposed victim in all this, had manipulated my wife into a life-altering decision without even having the decency to talk to me. So I drove to her house. Sarah opened the door looking smug. That smugness disappeared the second she saw my face. Oh, hey, Grant. Everything okay? No, I said. Everything is not okay. She glanced around nervously like maybe Lisa was about to pop out and save her. She told you, she asked. I nodded once. All of it. You used my wife. You took advantage of her loyalty and you both cut me out like I didn't matter. Sarah crossed her arms. It wasn't about you. This was between me and Lisa. She offered. Without telling her husband. I exploded. She flinched but didn't apologize. You would have said no. And that gave you the right to manipulate her into doing it anyway? Sarah actually had the gall to look offended. Manipulate? No one manipulated anyone. Lisa wanted to do this. She believes in helping people. I stepped closer. She's helping you at the cost of destroying her own family. Kevin appeared behind her, looking like he'd rather be anywhere else. I told her this would blow up, he mumbled. Oh, now you grow a spine? I snapped. You let your wife turn mine into your baby machine and said nothing? Sarah cut in, defensive as hell. We had to act fast. We had failed 2 adoption attempts and were about to age out of our surrogate agency limit. Lisa volunteered. She said you'd come around. Oh, so now I'm just a loose end to be handled later? You're blowing this out of proportion, she said. That's when I lost it. You stole her body for 9 months without even having the courtesy to ask me how I felt. You let her lie to her children. You let her lie to me. And you think I'm overreacting? Sarah folded her arms. We didn't lie. We omitted. Omission is betrayal, I said. Enjoy your miracle, baby. But don't expect a damn thing from me. Then I turned to Kevin. Grow up. And maybe grow a conscience while you're at it. I left them both standing on their perfect front porch, mouths hanging open like shocked mannequins. When I got back to Eric's place, Lisa had called twice. No voicemails. Just missed calls. Like she wanted the appearance of effort without the actual apology. My kids had started asking questions. Why wasn't Dad home? Why was Mom crying all the time? Why did Uncle Eric bring us to school this week? I hadn't answered them. Because I didn't know what to say. What do you tell your kids when your wife turns your family into a science experiment without telling you? That night, Lisa texted. I know you're hurt. I know you're angry. But please come home. We can talk. The kids miss you. I miss you. For a moment, I softened. Then I remembered the syringe. The months of deceit. The fact that she let me walk into this blind while patting herself on the back. And I realized this wasn't just about surrogacy. This was about power. Lisa wanted to be the hero. And I was just the obstacle she had to maneuver around. Well, not anymore. I went back home after a week. Not to forgive Lisa. Not to hug it out and pretend the emotional carpet bombing she launched hadn't leveled our marriage. I came back for one reason only, our kids. When I walked through the front door, the house smelled like cinnamon. Like she'd been baking on purpose. Like she thought warm cookies could erase the syringe memory from my head. The kids were at school. It was just us. Lisa stood in the kitchen, eyes red, hands fidgeting. She didn't run into my arms. She knew better. Hi, she said. Hey. Silence. Then she broke it. You've been gone a long time. I dropped my duffel bag by the door. Yeah. Figured you and Sarah could use the nursery to yourselves. That hit her. Good. I never meant to hurt you, Grant. I laughed, sharp and bitter. Oh really? Because you sure as hell put in a lot of effort into doing just that. She stepped closer, wringing her hands. I thought I was doing something selfless. Something beautiful. Sarah was so desperate. I couldn't watch her fall apart anymore. So you decided to sacrifice our trust. Our marriage. Without even telling me. I didn't want to fight, she said. I raised my voice. So instead you lied to your husband and turned your body into a bargaining chip for your sister's happiness? She started crying. It wasn't like that. No, Lisa. It was exactly like that. I sat down at the dining table, the same one we'd eaten every family dinner at for years, and put my hands on the wood like I was steadying myself from drowning. You didn't just hurt me. You betrayed our kids too. You made me lie by omission every single day. What do you think they're going to say when they find out their mom's been cooking someone else's baby behind our backs? I was going to tell them. When? At the baby shower? She collapsed into the chair across from me. I thought I could fix it before it got this far. But at IS this far, I snapped. You're showing. The neighbors are asking questions. Our daughter cried last week because someone at school told her mommy's having a new baby. Lisa broke down sobbing. But I didn't move. I didn't comfort her. Because she didn't earn that anymore. Do you even understand how alone I felt? I asked, my voice low. You made me irrelevant. You made me the fool. She looked up, mascara smudged. I still love you. Love without respect is garbage, I said. You loved me like a pet. Not a partner. I stood up. Here's what's going to happen. I'll stay for the kids. But this marriage? It's on ice. No trust. No intimacy. No playing house. You're not sleeping in our bed. And I want a postnup. Signed. Immediately. She gasped. A postnup. Yes. To protect what's left of my life. You made your choice. Now I'm making mine. I can't believe you're treating me like this, she whispered. And I can't believe you treated me like I was optional. I left her there at the table sobbing over her self-inflicted tragedy. And I went to pick up my kids. Because whatever this mess became, they still deserved a father who put them first. A week after setting the house rules, Lisa started trying to rewrite the narrative. It began small, little things. Making too much dinner and acting surprised when I didn't want to eat. Leaving out photo albums on the coffee table like memories could act as glue. Buying me new socks like socks were going to fix the crater she blasted into our marriage. I kept things civil. Mechanical. I drove the kids to school, helped with homework, and cleaned up after dinner. But with Lisa? We were roommates. No affection. No late-night talks. No shared bed. I slept in the guest room with the door locked. But she couldn't take the silence. So she started poking. You're still angry, she said one morning like that was news. I didn't respond. She kept going. You're punishing me. I finally turned to her. This isn't punishment. It's consequences. You gambled our marriage and lost. Now you live in the result. She blinked. But I'm trying to fix it. No. You're trying to feel better about it. That's different. That shut her up. Until Sarah called. That's when it all blew up again. It was a Tuesday. I was making dinner when Lisa walked in, red-faced, phone in hand. "Did you tell Sarah you want a DNA test on the baby?" she snapped. I set the spatula down. "Yeah, I did. Why?" "Because I don't trust you. And because I don't believe this was just about helping your sister." She scoffed. "What the hell is that supposed to mean?" "It means," I said slowly, "that I'm starting to think this wasn't just some noble act. Maybe there's more to this. Maybe you like the idea of being needed. Worshipped. Having control." She stared at me as I slapped her. "You think I'm enjoying this?" "I think you enjoyed the attention. The praise. The power of being the one who saves the day. And you didn't want me ruining that fantasy." She threw the phone down. "You're unbelievable. And you're manipulative," I shot back. "You're not the victim here. You're the arsonist pretending to be the firefighter." That night, she didn't just cry. She screamed. Called me cruel. Cold. Said I'd changed. And for the first time since this all started, I didn't feel guilty. Because she was right. I had changed. I had finally stopped bending. The next day, I called a lawyer about the post-nup. Got the paperwork started. Made it clear I wanted financial and parental protections in place. Just in case. When I told Lisa, she looked gutted. "I thought we were working on us," she whispered. "No," I said. "You thought I'd eventually get over it. I'm just making sure I survive it." She stormed out of the room. Later that week, I overheard her on the phone with her mom. "He's being heartless. I was trying to help Sarah and now he's treating me like a stranger." Damn right, I was. Because she was one now. 2 weeks. That's how long it took for the DNA results to come in. After 2 weeks of tension so thick, even the kids started asking why mommy and daddy don't eat together anymore. Lisa tried to act unfazed. But I saw her pacing at night. Heard her whispering with Sarah on the phone, low and panicked. They knew something was coming. And it did. The envelope was thick. Unmarked. Sterile. I opened it in the guest room, away from the kids, hands shaking, not because I didn't trust what I'd find, but because a part of me still hoped I was wrong. But I wasn't. The baby Lisa was carrying? Not Sarah and Kevin's. Not a donated embryo. Not a clinic mix-up. Nope. The father was Kevin. The mother was Lisa. They'd used Lisa's egg. She was carrying her own biological child with her sister's husband. My knees gave out. I sat there on the bed for what felt like hours, just staring at the page, rereading the percentages, the certainty, the lines that felt like razors. And then came the rage. I confronted her that night. Waited until the kids were asleep. Shut the door. Held up the papers. "You lied to me again." She blinked. "What is that?" "The DNA test." She turned white. "I thought you'd never go through with it," she whispered. "You're the biological mother. Kevin's the father. Not just a surrogate. You're the damn egg donor." I didn't think it mattered. "It matters to me." I roared. "You were pregnant with your baby. And you let me believe you were just the oven." She started crying. They couldn't find a donor. Sarah had exhausted all her options. She begged me. I didn't want to say no. I thought it would be like giving her a gift. A gift? I sneered. "You gave her your child. You made a baby with her husband and didn't tell either of your families. You walked around our house pregnant with a lie. And now you want me to believe this was charity." "I did it for her," she sobbed. "She couldn't carry. I could. I thought I could help." "No. You thought you could control it. You thought you could hide it. You thought if you played the savior long enough, I'd forgive everything else." She dropped to her knees. "I'm so sorry, Grant. I didn't know how to undo it." "There's no undoing this," I said coldly. "This isn't just betrayal. This is parenthood. You made a human being behind my back. And you expect me to live with that?" She reached for my hand. I stepped back. "You and Kevin created a baby. You and Sarah created a fantasy. And you expect me to just live in the fallout?" She didn't answer. Just cried harder. That night, I called my lawyer. "Prepare a separation draft," I told him. "Custody, assets, everything. I'm done." He said he'd get the papers ready. When I woke up the next morning, Lisa was gone. So was her wedding ring. Lisa was gone the next morning. I didn't ask where. I assumed Sarah's. Or maybe her parents'. Somewhere safe where she could play the martyr without being interrupted by facts. The kids noticed. Of course, they did. "Where's Mom?" my youngest asked over cereal. "She needed space," I said. "Are you guys fighting?" my daughter asked quietly. I paused. Swallowed the lump in my throat. "Yeah. A big one." I didn't tell them everything. I couldn't. But I did stop lying. They needed stability, not fairy tales. That day, Lisa's parents showed up at my doorstep. Her mom looked devastated. Her dad looked furious. I let them in. "We just heard," her mom said. "Is it true?" I didn't sugarcoat it. "Yes. She used her egg. With Kevin. Lied about everything." Her mom sank into the couch. Her dad paced. "That girl has lost her damn mind. She didn't even tell you?" I asked. They shook their heads. Her mom looked like someone had yanked her spine out. She said it was a medical secret. That you overreacted. That it was all for Sarah. For Sarah. I snapped. She torched her family for Sarah. She destroyed our marriage for Sarah. And now she wants sympathy. Her dad looked at me. "What are you going to do?" "I've already filed for separation." He nodded once. Quietly. Almost with relief. Before they left, her mom touched my arm. She still loves you, you know? I pulled away. She loved being needed more than she loved being honest. That night, Lisa came home. We didn't speak. She walked past me, belly heavy, face hollow. I saw her in the hallway mirror watching me when she thought I wasn't looking. The tension could choke a room. Finally, I broke it. I talked to the kids, I said. You need to come clean to them. Gently. But truthfully. She nodded. I will. And you need to talk to a lawyer. She flinched. You're really ending this? I'm not ending it, I said. You did. I'm just the guy cleaning up the rubble. She sat down, holding her stomach. Do you hate me? I thought for a long moment. No, I said. But I don't trust you. And that's worse. Later that night, my daughter crept into the guest room. Are you and Mommy going to stay broken? She whispered. I pulled her close. Mommy and I are figuring things out. But we both love you. That will never change. She nodded. Fell asleep on my arm. I stared at the ceiling until dawn. Lisa could keep the fantasy. I was done living in it. 3 weeks after Lisa returned home, the final papers were served. Separation. Custody. Financial split. Terms were clear. I'd have primary custody of the kids. She could have supervised visitation once she recovered from giving birth to the child she made behind my back. She cried when the documents hit the kitchen table. I thought we could still fix this, she whispered. You can't fix what you demolished on purpose, I said. It wasn't cruel. It was just true. The kids took it better than I expected. I'd been prepping them gently, letting them know that sometimes adults grow apart. That love doesn't always last, but parenting should. Lisa moved into Sarah's guest room, which honestly felt like poetic justice. Let her live in the house built by betrayal. Kevin? He barely showed his face. I heard he was couch surfing now. Maybe he realized too late that 2 women and 1 baby don't make a happy family, they make a courtroom. The baby was born a month later. A girl. Healthy. Beautiful. And none of my business. Lisa sent a text with a photo. Her name is Hope. I wish she brought healing. I didn't respond. Hope didn't belong to me. She was the product of decisions I never got to make. I wasn't angry anymore. Just done. 6 months passed. The kids adjusted. We found our rhythm again. Family nights resumed, pizza, movies, laughter that wasn't forced. I started dating again. Slowly. Cautiously. I told the truth on the first date. I was married for 18 years. It ended because of betrayal. I'm not bitter, I'm better. Some women ran. One stayed. Her name's Emily. She's kind. Quiet strength. No secrets. The first time she met my kids, my youngest hugged her leg like he'd always known her. Lisa found out. Sent a text. Glad to know you're replacing me already. I didn't respond to that either. She wasn't being replaced. She was being left behind. Because love is built on truth. And once the truth is gone, all that's left is ashes. And I was finally done choking on smoke. Could you forgive someone who made a baby with your brother-in-law behind your back? Or would you, like Grant, walk away and never look back? Hope you enjoyed this story as much as I do. Help this small channel grow by hitting that like button, subscribing, and sharing with your friends. Every bit of support means the world. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.